Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we're going to be looking at the week ahead in RTS, the events that are taking place, the tournaments that you can take part in, and the sort of rewards you can obviously get a hold of in those tournaments and events. We'll also be talking about any potential things that could be popping up this week, but let's move on to the calendar. So as we look at the calendar, we can see the week ahead is pretty bare from what we're used to. At least we generally have 3 or 4 events going on at the same time, but right now we do have a public beta on the go, and that is going to be basically what I Scopely hope you're going to be putting a lot of your time into, because they need people to test out a lot of the upcoming Conquest update features. But otherwise, we'll look at what else there is to offer. We have Battle Pass 5. This is, I believe, the very last week of Battle Pass 5. They did originally announce, I think, that the next Battle Pass will start on the following Monday, so Monday the 15th, straight after this Battle Pass finishes. If we check here in the original announcement, it says there's going to be a shorter duration to the Battle Pass. This Battle Pass will be shorter than usual and only last 6 weeks. Looking towards the future and based on community feedback, we are working towards removing the 1 week break between Battle Pass seasons. So in order to ensure this and taking into consideration upcoming updates, Battle Pass 5 will be a week shorter, lasting a total of 6 weeks. And if we go in game, we can see that it has got 8 days and 6 hours left. This is of course Sunday, so that means on the following Monday, after this week's calendar, it will reset. So you have this week to complete the rest of the missions, the extra bonus missions if you're onto those, or to hit level 30 if you do have the Battle Pass key, or if you're free to play, just to be able to get the main missions done and at least get your main rewards. We are due a couple of login rewards, as you can see, and there are some other rewards down the bottom that you might have missed. For instance, I haven't done too much in terms of mod leveling up yet, and I could definitely do that. Most likely we'll have to get onto that. And it looks like I need to even do some weapon upgrades, so I can get a couple of thousand quite easily just on the seasonal missions, let alone the last week of missions that will be popping up this Monday. I think that originally this was going to coincide with the release of Conquest, and as you can see, there is no war at the end of this week, so I originally thought maybe it could happen this week, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case in terms of the schedule. But you never know. You never know. Generally, they don't like to have wars during beta updates, especially in ones that have massive game-changing things in them. Like right now, the way certain things interact, like burn, bleed, and revives, are very different for people who are on the beta update than they are for people who are on the older, current, like normal live update. The changes in Conquest will obviously be enforced with the full Conquest update, and then every war going forward, everyone will be on the same page. But for now, that's why there's no war on the calendar. However, if we move on to the events, we will be moving on to week 5 of the Road to Mythic. This week's traits are going to be fast and alert, and the characters available are going to be the following. You can see week 5 in the middle here. The alert characters are going to be Callie, Negan, Shaq, Imani, Shane, and Minerva, and the fast characters are going to be the Wanderer, Nor, Davey, Hengyen, May, and AJ. These are the characters that are going to be available in the grey market on a daily reset if you need to pick them up with your RTM tokens. When it comes to the current grey market, I have been picking up the May cards every single day. You can see I'm right now on 2,000 May cards. However, I have already got my hands on one of her S-classes, and I'm going for a second. So I only need 4 more claims from the 7 next week to get her as a second S-class. She is worth 4 Mythic tokens. She is one of the best characters to go for because she was in for 2 weeks. Shaquille as well. This is the second week he's going to be in. In week 4, we're going to have Argus in for a second week. So if you did already pick up some of their cards in the first 2 weeks, you should be absolutely fine to get them as S-classes. And of course, the reason you're leveling up these characters is that so when Conquest drops, you'll be able to get Mythic tokens. Your S-class characters, you'll just be able to claim the Mythic tokens with. It does not consume your S-classes. As you can see, you just claim the actual tokens, you keep it, just like when you have the weapon collections or the character collections before, and then with these Mythic tokens, you'll be able to, again, without consuming them, claim mythic fighters. For instance, we can claim one of the more advanced characters here. We've got, who's this? It is Harlan, and he does look pretty cool as a mythic character. And we'll be able to claim him. And it's just as simple as that. It's just as simple as that. You will need to get these keys. This is something that you will need to get. You get these keys from progressing through the new world map stages when Conquest launches. So definitely keep on grinding the Road to Mythic event. You want to get as far into that as possible. Get as many characters to tier 2, level 110 or higher during the course of this event, because you get bonuses for doing it during the event. If you have already got all your gold tickets, you're mainly just going to be working towards RTM tokens at this point to get yourself some more S-Class cards. If you want to calculate how many mythic tokens you will be able to achieve on day 1 of Conquest coming out, you can check out my calculator, and this is just basically tells you how much you can prepare for day 1 of Conquest. Now moving on to the actual tournaments this week, pretty low-key week of tournaments, mainly some solo ones. We have the usual solo level up, faction level up on the way, and those will be RTM token related as always. If you hit the top 3 million milestone in each of those level ups, you'll get bonus RTM tokens. I think it's 15 RTM tokens if you hit 3 million total, like each one gives you 1 to 2 to 3. And in the solo raid tournament, you'll be able to get RTM tokens as well. It was drawn to my attention, of course, and unfortunately the same with the faction raid, where it didn't look like there were armory tokens being given away as rewards in the raid tournaments. This is actually extremely disappointing personally, just because of how important armory tokens are going to be when mythic characters come around, because so many of them have attached weapons, like so many of them, it's crazy, that you're going to have to 5-star the weapons to be able to actually use weapons in their hands. And this is going to be a massive brick wall for a lot of people to even be able to use the characters that they've worked towards with Road to Mythic. So hopefully something gets fixed there. The next tournament after that is going to be a solo survival road. Again, more RTM tokens up for grabs. This is basically you working towards the last S-Class cards that you need in the last couple of weeks. And the last event of the week is going to be a faction survival road at the weekend. As you can see, it is just another survival road tournament, which is going to be completely faction based and giving out some more RTM tokens for your hard work on the survival road. I do hope that these survival road tournaments go back to the ones that they did once before. During Roadathon, I think they had a 25 stage, a 20 stage, and a 10 stage SR. Easily the most enjoyable experience out of all three of those was the 10 stage SR. It was much nicer to get through the 10 stage SR than the 25 or 20 stage one. So hopefully they go back to that, or we see some sort of rotation going forward. Again, we'll have to wait and see. Now throughout the week, I will be dropping videos about mythic characters and parts of the Conquest update as well. So stay tuned for my content on this, and any news from Scopely regarding the actual official release of Conquest could come by Friday. If not, it will come early next week, I'm sure, because generally betas are only out for 1 to 2 weeks, and this is the second week of beta, so we'll have to wait and see what Scopely announce. These are the last 2 weeks of the traits, by the way, as well. So once you have completed week 5, which is Fast and Alert, every other Fast and Alert character you can freely get to tier 2 level 110, because they're not going to be needed for any more missions in the future. So basically, once you've completed the week's missions, just get all your Fast and Alert characters to tier 2 level 110 if they're S classes. And then the same can be said for week 6. Once you've completed the strong and tough missions to get the 3 to tier 2 level 110, all of the tier 1 and all of the tier 2 level ups, you can freely just do all the rest. I think that the next 2 weeks are going to be pretty frenzied when it comes to people just grinding towards those S classes. I think I've got like maybe 10 or 15 S classes on the way. So yeah, you don't have to go too ham though. Do remember that this does last a couple of weeks into the new update. So you will get time to, work towards these S classes still. And also you do have to complete the world map to get those mythic keys, which is not going to be, super quick unless you really go ham with the world cans. Now, just a last bit of info to bring to your attention. You obviously saw the War Depot refresh This is going to be the last refresh as we know it. Your current tokens are going to expire in the depot for the first time ever. Generally, it's only been the stash, but you can expect your actual depot tokens to expire after this one ends. As we'll read through, after this date, the War Depot tokens will be retired from use, so make sure you use all your War Depot tokens before they're gone for good. Also note that with the War Depot tokens taking their leave, Whole Rotting Heads will also be departing the game permanently. If you wish to redeem these, make sure you do so now. And this is on the 26th of March when the current War Depot expires. I've already spent all of my War Depot points, and it was mainly on armory tokens and blowtorches. It did seem like they doubled the amount of each thing you could get. I did also pick up a couple of bennies with my leftover tokens. So I was happy to pick up, I think, 300,000 armory tokens, which is going to be enough to 5-star 6 weapons when it comes to the Conquest update with the new Mythic characters. And that is going to be so important for me and the characters I'm going to be receiving. So yeah, make sure you spend all of those War Depot tokens, guys, and keep grinding, road to Mythic, getting those S-classes to get as many Mythic tokens you can get once the update goes live. But that is going to be the end of this video today, guys. If it was useful for you, please hit the like button. It is massively appreciated. If you are not subscribed to my channel, maybe think about hitting subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you have got notifications turned on to be told when my live streams go live, when my videos are released. But that is the end of this one today, guys. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.